about all I know. This week's review is on the adventures of TinTin. Now, TinTin has been around since 1929 as a comic and a little rascal journalist boy that goes off and does adventures and basically just tries to solve the mystery. Like, I don't know, but you know what? TinTin's awesome. Let go. Know your fears and your doubts? Get rid of them right now. Get rid of them. It's funny, when I first heard this movie was coming out, I was like, I don't know if they could do it justice. I've only read a handful of Tintins, but what I read was awesome. And I always wanted to get my hands on some more, but usually their Tintins are pretty old, and I never really went deep into trying to get a lot of them. But they are awesome, and everything I've ever read about them are awesome. So I was really worried that the movie would not be able to hold up. Also, they had a bold choice of making the entire movie CG, and I'm like, but they did an amazing job on the CG. There's some parts of this movie where you're not too sure if it's real or fake or not. It's pretty ridiculous. The only time you ever lose the illusion of the CG not being real is when you see some of the faces. They do make some goofy caricature faces to make it more comic feel to it. At least that's why I feel like they do it. There's one lady with like... Call that another double chin, I guess. I was still on the fence until I found out that Peter Jackson and Steven Spielberg were involved in this. And I'm like, oh, okay, Steven Spielberg does throw his names on a lot of things that he likes, and they're usually pretty good. Then I found out Steven Spielberg directed TinTin, and I'm like, sold. In. I'm sorry, Steven, I will see everything you have ever had. I will. It's a goal of mine I feel like I'm going to do. Also, I found out that Steven Spielberg brought the rights to TinTin in 1983. This is not something that has been, like, just recently done. He's been working on this for a while, off and on, and finally he got to the point where he's like, I want to do it now. This is when we can do it. We can do it the best right now. Jackson, you with me? And Jackson was like, yo. And then he went in and they're like, rah! Now, the movie has kind of a rolling start to it. You start because they have to introduce the people that don't know anything about the characters at all, and you have to kind of get a little snippet of each character so you can kind of build into the story. But after all the characters are introduced, oh my god, you're on the action train to Philadelphia. And it is ridiculous. There's some action scenes in this movie that are completely and utterly ridiculous. They're so amazing. I would love to describe them for you, but I don't want to ruin anything, because there's a couple times in the movie I'm like, what? It's just utterly insane. I also feel like this is a movie that kids will like, because, you know, kids love CG movies, and it's about a kid as the main person. But I feel people, not even people that used to read TinTin, anyone can get into this movie and enjoy it. It's a good story behind it. It's a really good action scenes in it. There's awesome content in there. There's all kinds of, like, generational things where it's like, oh, past come back to get me. So all in all, if you get the chance to go out to the movies, go see TinTin. It's a really good movie, and it'd be really good to see in the movie theaters. Now, I didn't see it in 3D because I hate 3D, and I don't see a purpose for 3D. I can't recommend 3D, so if you see it in 3D, let me know what you think about what the movie was like in 3D. This has been the Hence Review. Hey, now it's time for the Weird Fact of the Week. This Weird Fact of the Week is from How Many Elephants in a Blue Whale? I've done this before, but different things. One DVD can hold up to 15 Encyclopedia Britannicas, which is a lot of space. That's actually almost a library full of Britannicas. It's a huge amount of space. But they say that the Library of Congress, they added it all up, is 10 trilobytes, which is approximately 2,128 DVDs. That is how much is in the Library of Congress. That is an amazing amount of information in one spot. Hey, as always, thanks for watching. Check out last week's video. Subscribe if you like if you like. Have a good day. But then I found out Steven Spielberg of Congress. I have to do that again. That's not right.